Hi, I'm Jessica Jacobson, editor of Beverage Industry Magazine, and I'm here with Rick Earley, Beverage Market Manager for Admix. Rick, thank you so much for setting aside the time to speak with me today.
Hey Jessica, that's fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. So can you tell me what are some of the trends going on in the beverage industry that are impacting processing automation, and how does Admix kind of fit into those trends?
Well, I really see two primary trends. One is really the need for speed. These beverage processors have to get more product out the door faster. So that's the first thing that we see. And second to that, the contemporary beverages have so much more powdered ingredients that make up those beverages, and it's a challenge for them to do the first trend and have to deal with managing the second trend. And what Admix has done to address those is inline powder induction and dispersion technology. We call it fast feed. And the fast, because it addresses the first trend of speed, at 400 pounds per minute of powder induction through our inline dispersion equipment, we're able, it's not unusual for our clients to reduce a batch time by 50 to 60 to 70%.
Oh wow.
It's not unusual to take a 12-hour batch time down to 2. So we've helped them with that first trend to get more product out the door faster. And then the second trend of the just tremendously high quantities of powder that they're having to deal with, and their contemporary or the traditional mixing technology just doesn't allow them to do that. We can have super sacks of powder fed right into the same fast feed unit, again at the 400 pounds per minute. So now they don't just have to handle bags, they can let the super sack do the work, and the operator doesn't have to strain and stress, and it reduces dust. So those are the two trends that we've seen that we've been able to address very effectively in the last couple of 3 years.
Great. And so what would you say beverage companies are really coming to you asking for?
Well, what we see primarily, they want to reduce the risk of inconsistent batches. From batch to batch to batch, to operator to operator to operator. They want a way to consistently deliver the same batch of the same product, or the same batch of different products throughout the day. And current mixing technology, that's relying on operators to fill a premix tank to a certain level, add the powder in at about the same rate as the next operator, mix for a certain amount of time, and then transfer that to a blend tank. Whereas this same fast feed powder induction technology, all the operator has to do is to keep powder in the hopper, and every single time that powder is delivered, it's wetted, it's dispersed into the final blend tank exactly the same way each time. So we've addressed that need to eliminate as best as they can the opportunity for inconsistent batches.
Rick, can you tell me a little bit about this machine? What is this right here in front of me?
Sure. Well, this is our fast feed, and we aptly named it that because it feeds powder fast through this unit and into a blend tank. And we ask our processors to consider, instead of taking the time to add liquid, typically water, to a blend tank, wait on that to happen, and then dump powder into that blend tank. We tell them, don't waste time doing that. As your liquid is going into that blend tank, run it through our fast feed, add the powders to the hopper, it inducts those powders, it wets those powders, and disperses them with our inline high shear technology, single pass directly into their blend tank, and they're done. So it's allowing operators to also get down on the safety of floor level instead of elevated batch decks, which is very popular still in this industry. So safety folks appreciate the fact that we can get operators down on floor level, don't have to be climbing at the top of tanks, and again, the fact that it inducts and disperses powder exactly the same way every time gives it a tremendous benefit to those beverage folks.
Wonderful, that's great. Well, so what would you say is really on the horizon for, the beverage industry and processing automation, and what can Admix offer to that future?
Well, there's going to continually be pressure to get product out the door, to increase capacity, continued pressure, of course, to produce quality product going forward. But I think the third stool of that, or the third leg of that stool, is going to be energy consumption. It's huge now, but it's going to just continue as energy gets more expensive. It's going to continue to be a big issue that the beverage guys have to look at. And incorporated into this same fast feed powder induction technology. For instance, this unit we're standing beside is 12.5 horsepower. It's replacing standard high shear mixers in tanks in beverage processors that are between 30 and 50 horsepower. So we've got this kind of one size fits all in that it does meet the current needs for speed and for consistent batches, and the current and the future growing need for energy consumption, because there's going to be, we think, more pressure on energy that's going to come up in the future because these beverage guys got to save money, they've got to get cost cutting.
Absolutely.
So we've kind of rolled all those three things into one. This is not the only thing we do. We also have in-tank and in-line mixing, but the last 3 or 4 years this has truly, and I don't choose the term lightly, it's really revolutionized beverage blending and batching, because it's speeded it up, it's made a higher quality product because of the inline technology, and it's reduced energy by 50 to 60%. So it's a fun thing to talk to beverage processors about. In those three areas, if you talk about energy, and you talk about speed, and you talk about consistent batches and quality batches, it's usually pretty good conversation. And I appreciate the chance to share this with you and your viewers and or your readers. And if you got any more questions, I'll be happy to answer those if I can.
Oh no, you answered them all. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Rick.
It's my pleasure, Jessica. Thanks a lot.
And thank you all for watching.